The death toll from Israeli strikes in Lebanon has reached 274, including 21 children, marking the deadliest day in nearly a year of clashes. Health Minister Firas Abiad reported that many families are displaced, and 1,024 people were injured. This escalation follows increased violence after Hamas attacked Israel, drawing in Hezbollah and other groups. The Israeli military has targeted over 300 Hezbollah sites, prompting civilian evacuations, particularly in southern Lebanon. Residents received warnings to leave their homes, and many sought shelter in schools or streets. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that Israel is taking preemptive measures to change the security balance in the region. Hezbollah's deputy chief announced readiness for further military action. Meanwhile, international leaders are urging both sides to avoid an all-out war, with UN Chief Antonio Guterres warning of a potential humanitarian crisis similar to Gaza. The situation remains tense, with ongoing rocket fire and military operations affecting civilians on both sides. Gaza's health ministry reports that 24 Palestinians were killed and 60 wounded in the latest 24 hours, including a mother and 4 of her children in Deir el-Balah. Attacks on schools turned shelters also resulted in 10 additional deaths. Meanwhile, UN officials are calling for an end to the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza as world leaders gather for the UN General Assembly. In related news, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris is set to discuss a potential ceasefire and hostage deal with UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The ongoing conflict has led to at least 41,455 fatalities in Gaza since October 7, with nearly 96,000 people reported injured. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has released its detailed verdict on the reserved seats case, ruling 8-5 in favor of the PTI, declaring it a parliamentary party. The court criticized the Election Commission of Pakistan, ECP, for what it called unlawful acts that undermined both PTI's rights and the rights of voters. Justice Syed Mansour Ali Shah, writing for the majority, highlighted the ECP's failure to act as a neutral body, misclassifying PTI candidates as independents, which created confusion and prejudice in the electoral process. Despite the ruling, the federal government has ruled out reallocating 80 MNAs from the Sunni Ittihad Council to PTI. Law Minister Azam Nazir Taher defended the decision, citing amendments to the Elections Act, asserting that parliamentary authority holds precedence over court rulings. In a related development, PTI Chairman Gohar Ali Khan expressed frustration over the ECP's handling of the situation and announced a rally on September 28, demanding accountability from the election body. Meanwhile, Lieutenant General Mohammed Asim Malik has been appointed as the new Director General of the Inter-Services Intelligence or ISI, taking over from Lieutenant General Nadim Anyam on September 30. The Lieutenant General is currently serving as Adjutant General at General Headquarters in Rawalpindi, and brings a wealth of experience, having commanded key units and held instructional roles throughout his military career. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi announced that Iran is ready to resume nuclear negotiations on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, provided other parties are willing to engage. He noted that while indirect talks with the US to revive the 2015 nuclear accord have stalled since the US withdrawal in 2018, Iran remains committed to the agreement but has reduced its commitments due to sanctions. Araghchi expressed a desire to initiate a new round of discussions despite the complicated international context, particularly following tensions arising from Hamas's attack on Israel and Iran's support for Russia in Ukraine. The Biden administration has indicated it is not prepared to resume talks with Iran at this time. In a recent Russian air attack on Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, the number of injured has risen to 21, including an 8-year-old child. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy reported that glide bombs targeted a residential building while people were asleep. Regional Governor Oleh Syniehubov confirmed that 2 individuals were in critical condition and that 18 buildings sustained damage. Meanwhile, in the eastern Donetsk region, airstrikes in Sloviansk injured 2 neighbors and trapped a woman under rubble. Additionally, Russian shelling near Pokrovsk resulted in the deaths of 2 minors and injured another, as confirmed by local officials. In Kherson, 6 people were injured, 2 from a drone attack in the city. On the military front, Ukraine's Air Force reported intercepting 71 out of 80 Russian drones launched overnight, while Moscow claimed a firefighter was killed in a Ukrainian drone strike in Luhansk. In Russia's Belgorod region, at least 12 were injured due to Ukrainian shelling. In diplomatic news, Zelenskyy is in the US to present his victory plan for peace to President Biden and other political leaders. The International Chess Federation rejected a proposal to readmit Russia and Belarus, while Ukraine's defense minister announced ongoing talks to acquire advanced aircraft, including Swedish Gripens and Eurofighter Typhoons.